Alright everybody, the first Melty Blood patch is here, and while not big, it is very important to go over what has changed, and it's nice that things will be changed and improved moving forward. Starting off with Shiki, he is receiving one bug fix, which is he is now allowed to perform his second backdash, the backward somersault, pre-round start, where before he could not. Arcueid had a bug specifically for her that I thought I captured, but I captured actually a general bug that we'll go into later. She was apparently able to cancel her quarter circle back B into other things prior, but I could not for the life of me execute it before, so it sounds like it was a niche case. Ciel is getting some of the most buffs in the entire patch, and because they're all buffs, that means that my guide, which I'll toss up here, is still completely viable. In fact, this all might make it even better. The hitbox for jumping A attack has been expanded downwards. Down moon skill, the Ciel somersault, knocks opponents higher in the air when they're hit. Backwards moon skill, the black key throw, has reduced landing recovery. When using black key throw in the air, the recovery can now be jump cancelled. And lastly, there was a bug fix so that other special moves will no longer have their command priority overridden by Ciel somersaults A, B, and C. All of Hisui's changes are centered around well-deserved rest. For her A, B, C, and moon skills, they have fixed a bug where it would immediately disappear sometimes after being set down. She is also now limited to 2 uses of her EX version at any time. As far as Kohaku, all of her specific changes came in the form of her magic amber missile. Quarter circle back A, B, and the additional follow-up all have reduced landing recovery. The moon skill version also received the reduced landing recovery as well as increased speed to its startup and movement, and they've expanded the hitboxes of the attack. Now for the Maids, who received all the prior patches as well, of course, along with these. When Kohaku is in the lead, quarter circle back C, they say can be turned into an attack now when dashing a certain distance, and they expanded its hit detection, but what this really means is that it now has a max range, and it will turn into an attack when it hits that instead of always going to the enemy no matter where they are. Forgive me, these were a little hard for me to execute. They fixed a bug where specific damage compensation was mitigated when swapping, so maybe scaling remains the same now. A bug was fixed where the partner would not follow during the beginning of the round. Partner attacks, quarter circle back A, B, C, all of them. They fixed a bug where the contact detection continued after the partner attack was completed. Finally, they standardized the recovery for reacting to an opponent's moon drive, as there was a bug where Kohaku had a different amount than Hisui. For Kouma, the only thing they've done is that on all of his attacks, they've made adjustments to his hit sound effects. Miyako received a singular bug fix similar to Shiki, where she can now do her dash follow-up, where she does her cartwheel forwards after a forward dash before the round starts. Noel has received only bug fixes where they made sure that the fixed damage value of her super was set, and they have lowered the volume and frequency of her damage voice. So thank God. Vlov Archangel received 2 very nice little buffs, which thank God they didn't ruin anything in my guide for him, which are his launcher, being down forward C, has an expanded vertical hitbox. And even better than that, they reduced the delay after an air dash that you can perform his jumping C. So that's a nice little buff to the super armor air slice. For Red Arcueid, all versions of Whiskat's dash special have been greatly improved. Both the Moon version and EX ones have reduced recovery, and the Charge versions of A and B both have that reduced recovery as well as faster startup. The B version's search area for getting the side switch is also expanded. Finally, Saber probably had the most buffs of anybody. Just like Vlov, after an air dash, she is now able to perform a jump C earlier than before. Her standing B has reduced recovery. Her crouching B has now become a low attack. In the air, her jumping A has an expanded hitbox downwards, and her jumping B has just a general expanded hitbox. The B version of Elfin Dance, as well as its charged version, have reduced recovery. And finally, her counter super, quarter circle back B and C, has been given greater command priority over activating Moon Drive. Now that wraps up every single specific character change, but they have a list of all technically, they've labeled them bug fixes to improve the battle system for everybody. They have fixed a bug where it was difficult to input the high jump ahead of time. They've also made it easier to actually get the input of an air dash instead of accidentally getting double jump or activating a moon skill. They fixed a bug where characters could walk a little bit forward or back before actually standing up. They fixed a bug where rapid beats could be entered even after a standing A led into a beat edge. Shield was apparently granting unnecessary invincibility after some attacks, but that is no more. Now they fixed a bug where apparently after landing with a certain attack and getting grabbed, strange behavior would occur, but I'm sorry, I don't know what strange behavior is. Apparently there was also a bug where activating Moon Drive at the lowest point would let you float in the air.
A bug was fixed where damage was taken when guarding against other attacks at the same time as attacks that didn't have follow-up attacks, so I didn't really know what that is. Now I'm thinking maybe it's like if you activate a moon skill during a time that you wouldn't have a follow-up, but your guess is as good as mine here.
They've also fixed a bug where Super Arbor would sometimes stop you from going to a KO animation. They fixed a bug where the animation of certain opponent last arcs or arc drives would appear really strange if something was set on the ground, like the cakes or another set play object. They also adjusted a change where sometimes voices would cancel each other out. Finally, some little things unrelated to battle systems. They've adjusted a bug where rollbacks occur during round calls after skipping the opening. Thank God! They've also fixed a bug where the colors for characters did not display correctly while you were waiting in training mode, which, you know, that's pretty nice. Dialogue volume was sometimes too low, so they've changed that in the chats. Sometimes the victory demo did not play back correctly in the gallery mode, so that's also adjusted. And the victory demo itself, they've added some more victory messages for Red Arcueid, so let's go for her. Also, they adjusted some spelling typo errors for the titles, so I hope that your titles are intact, my friends. With that said, that's everything for the first patch. Honestly, as far as the first patch goes, very healthy, very nice. They're not going overboard. They're really letting it sit. There's no need to go too heavy-handed, so I really appreciate what they've done here. Let me know down below what you think. How did your character turn out? Are you happy with what they got? Do you think they still needed something? With that said, regardless of whether or not that this patch really gave you everything you would want for your character, I hope that it just made playing the game better for you, easier, more fun, and that you can go out and enjoy the game. So with that said, take care. Peace, everyone. Appreciate you all greatly, and hope you have a great day.